Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's doing good. It's good to see everybody in chat already. I having difficulty with my microphone. It's not behaving. Yeah, hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Hope everybody had a good Halloween. I want to hear about it. What you guys did. Sugar Britches, how are you? Ida Bustamante. How's it going? Hey, Mr. Lee. What's up, buddy? Jen, how are you? Gary Spike Sr., what's up, buddy? Mr. Hugh, good to see you. Rex Hand, how's it going? Hey, Nikki, Harry Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. Finding the Trackway, how are you? Kelly M, welcome. Hey, Brian and Chewy, what's up, buddy? Judy Wheeler, great to see you. Val, Southwest PA. It's great to see everybody. I'm tired, you know. It's kind of busy. Been a busy couple days. I don't normally do a lot of shows. I stick to the two I do a week, and it's like my third show in a row, third night in a row. I'm a whore. No, it was fun. Had fun over on Nikki's show on Sunday, excuse me, and then last night got to hang out with Jeff over on Pine Island Research, and that was a good show. Got to meet I'd never met the hell's his name? Yeah, him. Never want to meet me again now. Oh, geez. Jimbo, what's happening? Doug Highcheck. That's who I was looking for. Sorry, Doug. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He actually said he's watched my show a few times. I was like, oh, right on, Barb Santy, how are you? Michael Haywood, what's up, dude? Yeah, saw that video you sent. Oh, that was funny, dude. I don't know if any of you caught. I don't want to call the guy out, but it's kind of funny. If you watched Joe's show, was it last night? I guess it was last night. I don't know when he did it. And somebody on there actually accidentally mooned the camera. It was innocent. He didn't know, but it was just funny. Michael's still laughing about it. Danny Stan, what's up, buddy? Donald Fuller, what's up? Nelson, what's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in forever. Well, not that long, but don't be a stranger. Hey, Bronson, what's up, Andrew? You been doing any fishing? Relax. I mentioned fish and people go, oh, here we go. I can't help it. It's just something I love to do. And I've got Stevie turned on to it. She's like, I know today she wanted to go. And we didn't, but it was cool. Like yesterday we stopped. We had some running around to do, and I was like, well, why don't we just stop here? We don't have any bait. We didn't, have any live bait, but I had some lures and some little poppers, hula poppers or whatever. And I said, let's just, put on a bunch of these, keep trying different ones. And it was that little hula popper, that little tiny thing that I caught bass on. So I was just trying to show her, you don't need bait. I mean, it's, if you want to go and have fun, bring bait. But if you want to work for them, and yeah, she's hooked. So chessboard, how's it going? Yeah, it's fun to see someone, like discover something. She's taken her girls fishing, but I don't think that she's really ever caught too many fish, and now she's pulling in bass. So it's good to see someone, get into something like that, because it beats, sitting around on your computer all day or with your face in the phone. I've never been into like sports. So Breeze, how's it going? So yeah, like on a Sunday afternoon, I'd rather be fishing or just, doing something other than watching a football game, but preferably fishing. And here in Florida, there's so many opportunities. It is just crazy. You go to the bait store and say, "Oh, where's good to fish?" They're like, "Wherever there's water." And so far, that's been holding true. It seems every place we stop, we do pretty good. We catch something, because if I'm going to go test the lake, I'm going to bring a live bait. We found this place. We're up to 5 species of fish out of this lake. Largemouth bass, gar. I don't know which species of gar, so don't ask. Catfish, flathead. There was some other one. It might have been a shell cracker or something like that. I wasn't sure if it was maybe a Mayan cichlid, but it just wasn't something I was that familiar with. I know I've caught it before, and I didn't know what it was then. And what else? There was a 5th one. I forget what else we caught in there. Oh, a bowfin. I think they call them mudfish or something down here. But yeah, those are good fighting fish. I had never caught one before. I didn't even know they were here. I'm always watching this guy fishing on some spillways in the mid like in Ohio or some shit, and he's always catching his bowfin. So it was cool. Barramundi. Yeah, there's so many different invasive species down here. You'll find some a little this way, but they're more south. So what I want to do soon is go hit up one of these rivers and just kayak. I've got a kayak. Stevie's daughter has a kayak that she can borrow, so strap her ass into that. I'm just kidding. I'm looking forward to getting her in a kayak and just going out paddling and fishing. That she'll get such a kick out of that. It's different when you're sitting on a shoreline and you can't really stand there. And usually when you're on a shoreline, there's a slant, it goes down to the water. So I might build her a platform so she's level. What's up, Jeff? Mark Dodman, how you doing? A bowfin, measured it, weighed it, and released it. Turns out it was 6 ounces bigger than the current Minnesota record. Ugh, I should have kept it. I gotta move this closer. I keep forgetting my camera's not attached to my computer, so I can pull it forward. And now I'm hitting my microphone stand. Yeah, dude, I'd never caught one before, so that was fun. I'm not going to get into I watched some of these fishing shows and that's my PB. Well, PB stands for personal best. I can't be bothered. I'll catch a 6 ounces or a 10 pounder. It doesn't matter. It's still going back. I mean, I'll take pictures and be like, that was awesome, but I don't keep track, I've caught some big fish. A lot of big fish up in Wisconsin. Oh, that was fun. Sharon, what's up? Yeah, Stevie's fine. She's just I think she's laying down. We just ordered some food and it's not sitting right. We ordered some chicken wings and pizza, and she ate the boneless. I didn't touch the boneless, and she's not, I'm not touching the boneless. She'll be all right. Jay Fritz, what's up? Is Grasshopper? Is he here? Did I just see somebody say that? Yes, he is. What's up, buddy? So yeah, guys, I'm sitting here babbling. Sorry. If you're new to the show and you want to know what's going on, here's the deal. Mr. Lee, that's none of your fucking business. And no, but it's rude. No, dude, she's my best friend, man. It ain't like that. So yeah, if you want to pop on, I will put the link in chat and just click on the link, follow the directions. All I ask is that you turn off YouTube in the background, and so we don't get that nasty echo. So I will post that in chat. There you go. Want to come on and bullshit talk? We don't have to talk fishing, trust me. Anything you guys want to talk about? I did see a really cool video today. I guess I think Judy sent it, and it was a video. I don't know how long it's been out. I might be behind the times, but it seems like it's this guy who showed it was like, I've never seen this one before, and I forget what it was. What the name of the channel was. Anyway, it's it was shot in Tennessee, and the guy's like pointing at the thing. He's like, you can hear him talking, and he's like, oh my god, what is that? And you see this thing moving, and it's I looked at it on the biggest screen I could, like it's my laptop, and it's not that it's pixelated. It's just I think it's because it's in the shadows, and the camera couldn't adjust, but you can see something obviously, and then it reaches over, and if this thing is real, I mean the arms on this were long. It was bizarre. I don't have it available to show. I would show it. It was cool video. Now I'm sure somebody's already like, oh yeah, that's this one, it's a hoax. Whatever, I just saw it, I'm just telling you about it. It was cool. Yeah, Judy had sent it. But it was dark. I mean, it was you could see it so well because it was so dark that it was darker than the surroundings, and the sun was behind it, so it was weird. I think the camera was trying to adjust because of the light coming right at it, and then the darkness of this, but it was cool. What's up, Lockbeard? So who did I miss? Okay, so Sharon Guy has seen it. She said it was clear. Yeah, that was the first time I saw it was today. So anybody want to pop on, talk about that, or whatever else you want to talk about, feel free. Once again, the link is in chat. Nelson said, I've seen it before. It was hiding behind a rock trying to grab the man. Not this one, unless you're talking about another one, but the one I saw, I think was in the woods on the tree line. Sharon, was that the... See, I only saw a little clip of it. Like he turned around to talk to somebody, there was no one there, and then as he started spinning back around, it just cut off. At least what I saw. I don't know if this guy edited the video before he put it on his channel. Huh. Yeah, it was. It made me go, I like seeing stuff I haven't seen before, and I'm sure everybody does. But there's always going to be someone going, "Oh, it's fake." How do you know? Anyway, sorry about the crinkle crinkle. Sounds familiar. Jay popped on last night, and I think he was crinkling his water on Jeff's show. I was like, "What is that noise?" I kept thought it was a microphone pop, and I kept turning off mine to make sure it wasn't me. There's the vid if a mod wants to share it. Well, actually, dude, you could probably post it. Well, don't post it in the chat. I'm terrible at I'll record something somewhere and try to download it and I can't find it. Come up, when I try to share, half time I don't know where I put it. So if anybody has it and they want to share it here, come on and we'll, you can share it. Jeff. Oh, you crinkled the water bottle to irritate Jeff? Well, you succeeded in irritating everybody. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, can I do that? See, I don't know how to. All right, let me try something. Jeff just sent that again. Yeah, this is just about to open up a new. How do I show this? I don't know how to pull from Messenger and I want to bring it to here. I mean, I could. Okay, so now I just copied that, but that does me no good. See, I don't know how to open up another. You'd think I know after this long, but it looks like a friggin' dinosaur flying in front of the camera. It's a tiny little mosquito. Pterodactyl. Angel Nolan, how are you? Yeah, I'm not going to even try to share it. I'll push the wrong button and it'll disappear. My eyes, how are you? It's great to see everybody, guys. Yeah, I'd love to have some people hop on. What else is going on out there? I don't pay that much attention to the gossip or whatever. I mean, I hear all about it, but I don't pay attention to it. Just trying to think if there's anything I've been thinking about lately. Richie, what's up? Damn. So prices went up, Richie, is what you're saying. I'm not even going to post that. It's too much. I'm just reading chat, guys. Lived with bikers, lived in communes with everything, drunken bartender with half my profits going up my nose. Let's see. Band frontman. Oh, you're doing your resume? Tell the place to post it. I was never a band frontman, though. I want it to be. I still want it to be. I think that'd be fun. Wait, I better reread that. Never lived in a commune. I dated a drunken bartender. Hey, Jen. Western New York Bigfoot. What's up, Joe? Haven't seen any real analysis of that video to scream hoax or holy cow, it's a Bigfoot. It could be real. It could be another hoax. Needs vetting to know which. Yeah. I don't know how long it's been out, like when it was taken or whatever, but it's new to me. And people will vet the shit out of it. You'll have 10 people that'll tear that thing apart and put it back together, and hopefully they didn't leave out pieces when they put it back together. You know what I mean? It looks convincing, and it looks, it's interesting. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So you're still a badass, huh, Graz? Right on. So I used to hang out with was bikers. I never rode, I never owned a bike. I used to hang out in biker bars. I'd go to the biker rallies in town back in Arizona. I'm just reading. Sorry, guys. I'm like, I'm zoning out on chat. Badass in mind only. My body is shot from that lifestyle. No doubt. They say your body's a temple and you treat it like a honky tonk, it takes its toll. But you had fun doing it, I bet. Came in kicking and screaming, gonna go out kicking and screaming. Yeah, Mr. Lee, we're not promoting any MCs here, by the way. The Unforgiven out of Indianapolis in the 70s. It's an interesting lifestyle, Yeah, good idea. It's about time, Mr. Lee. Today is November 1st. It's a good time to start. I told you to get your shit together and we do this, right? I'm looking forward to it, Mr. Lee. All right, so it's in the works. Lockbeard, I am working on pre-recording English Bigfoot report. There you have it. You've heard it. You heard it here first. Mr. Lee, that's going to be fun, dude. I'm really looking forward to that. Everybody is, You're more of a star than me. Because I'm not a star, though. You know what I mean? Shit. A star. That's funny. Can't even find my wallet, my lighter. Yeah, Mr. Lee, get it together. I think I'm being fair. I said, Mr. Lee, you can have as much time of the show you want. You get creative. You do what you want. You figure it out. We'll go over it and get it going, But I want this to be his project, and I'll just, he can put it here. So, looking forward to it. Judy says, my brother and sister-in-law have Harleys. You didn't see that. Yeah, I mean, I like bikes, but I've never owned one. I had a dirt bike for a heartbeat, I spent more time trying to fix it than I actually did riding it. Back in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, my dad had a Honda, but it was like the Honda Matic. It was only like a 500 or something. And that was like a phase for him. He ended up selling it, but I took that out a few times. Yeah, it was an automatic motorcycle. No, it wasn't a moped. Stop. It was a little bigger. Is that your new club, Richie? MC Sasquatch Bikers. I'd like to see that patch. G'day, Sue. How are you, Sue Ashwell? Yeah, that would be a cool patch. Squatch on a Harley. Bandana, glasses. I wonder what he looked like. Yeah, so I'm going to look into getting some stickers made up. I noticed, I saw, one of these ads on the screen here. And I forget the name of the company, but they made stickers. So I was like, oh, I should get some stickers made up and start getting those out, or at least have them to give out. I just want to get business cards. I feel stupid. I say I'm on YouTube to someone and, oh, you got a card? I'm like, no. Oh, what's your show? You got a pen and a paper? So now it's like, I got to get some cards made up. Because when I went to the first Florida conference, people were I had pre-made cards, but they were like, like Connor's friend Tristan, he just had like stick it post-it notes that he would write his shit on and just kept writing it. And he just, here's my card. I didn't even do that. Yeah, Judy, I think I'll get some stickers. Design a Moog's bandana. I should. I do want to use this or a version of this logo here. I don't know. I might have people, if if anybody wants to try to come up with something as a sticker design, because the more the merrier. Let me know. This one that you just saw was, if you guys remember in chat, uh, Professor OJ, Professor Orange Juice. That was his design. All right. Time I posted the link in chat. So if anybody wants to pop on, now's the time. What are we in? Geez, we're 30 minutes already. Wow. You guys are gluttons for punishment. We do have 70 watching. That's awesome. I don't know why, but no, I mean, it's awesome. Not why is it awesome? Yeah. Never mind. Stuart, what's up? Living in Arizona, but I am a Brit. We're in Arizona. Arizona's a nice state. Except like Phoenix, it's just too damn hot. Apache Junction, yeah, it's too damn hot. Apache Junction, guys, is like the gateway. It's gateway to the Superstition Mountains. It's in the Northeast Valley. Like, if the Valley of the Sun is huge, and like the northeast part of the valley, or by Tortilla Flats. There's some nice lakes back there, though. Some good fishing lakes. All right, what is Jeff saying? Didn't post in chat. Oh shit! I know what I got to do. My bad. Don't click on that. That's the that is the link. If you want to click on it to that video we were just talking about. There we go. Yeah, the Sasquatch that was filmed in Tennessee, that first and probably the second link I put up. If you click on that, you can check it out. It's only about a minute and 30 seconds. So that's the StreamYard link. NAC and Mrs. NAC, what's happening, guys? My accent is thick for most Americans. Do not understand me. Well, we understand Mr. Lee. Sort of. Although the accent doesn't really come off in chat. No, we understand Mr. Lee fine. Judy says Arizona is incredible. Yeah, it is. My dad's neighbor, actually, before I left, I was helping her. I was doing some work on her house. She's moving to Apache Junction from Cottonwood. Val says I wasn't allowed. That's I was reading what you said, Val, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? I understand now. What else we got here? So yeah, here's the link one more time. Papa Craig, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. What's up, man?
What do you know?
A little bit. I know a little bit.
I was gonna pop on and share the video on screen share, and then you ended up posting the link to it. So
Yeah, but I can't. Nobody. I want to post it here because not everybody's going to go and click on the link.
we can show it right here. I think.
Yeah.
Let me look here. If I do,
So that was fun last night, dude.
yeah, I wanted to thank you for coming on. It was a
Thanks for
lot of
having me.
fun. This is the first time that I've really done. I get guests on, and there's been 2 or 3 of us on at a time. But since I've moved over to that network, I haven't had 6, 7, 8 people on at once, and I didn't know if trying to keep in mind of what it would sound like on a podcast afterwards. For somebody who can't visually see who's talking at that point. I didn't know if it'd just be a complete shit show or what, but I mean, it actually turned out real well, I think. But
yeah, it was a good show. But yeah, I'm trying to think of how it would sound on a podcast.
So I'm sharing my other screen. If you can click that and put it up, then I think I can play it.
There we go. Let me there we go. Let me get this.
I get a kick out of this guy's intro to it. It's pretty funny, but
Patreon channel. If you want to go check out our video over there about cryptid corpses, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. Today, we're bringing you some brand new footage that I've never seen before. And I mean, I've seen a lot of Bigfoot footage. This is cool stuff. It's by a guy named Jason Smith from Silver Point, Tennessee.
Do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid. Oh my
How
God.
long that arm is.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Valley, you see that?
Okay, we're going to roll it again. It's really interesting stuff. So, unless there are chimpanzees just running loose in Silver Point, Tennessee, what fascinates me here is the arm length. Look at the arm length when he moves from tree to tree, and you'll see the elbow break. It's a lot lower, and there's longer forearms than would be on a human being. So this is definitely interesting footage. We're going to keep digging into it. We're going to see what else we can find out about.
So that's it.
Yeah, I think that was that's interesting.
Well, I mean, first of all, Matt Moneymaker shared this and said he thinks it's real, and that concerned me because automatically that means it's probably not.
I didn't know that's where it came from.
Well, that's the first. He shared this link to this YouTube post on BFRO on Facebook. So, but as far as I know, this YouTube channel here is the one that got the video from this Smith guy who shot it. The other thing that I would have, you can tell it's got long arms. The problem is there's not enough detail in the video unless somebody's able to enhance it to tell that they aren't just arm extensions. I mean, if you could enhance it and show that there's finger movement going on those long arms, that would be a huge at least a huge plus in its favor as far as it possibly being valid. Then the other thing would be his reaction. He's pretty collected. I mean, he's surprised. He says, "Oh my gosh, look at this." But, looking at kind of how far away he is with this video, he's not like zoomed in 400 yards away, because when he pans over to the chair,
it's
and
really zoomed in.
This thing looks like it's probably maybe 50, 60 yards at the most, to that tree line. If you're that close to something that you're identifying as, I don't know what this is, he stays pretty freaking calm throughout that. I mean, but, some people, that's their personality. Maybe that's.
Yeah, he didn't. You could still hear a little bit in his voice where he's a little like, "What the hell is this?" You know he's in that frame of mind. And
Well, when he panned over to who was next to him and said, "Are you seeing this?" right away, he seemed to go back. I mean, he wasn't like waiting for their reaction, which would have really have been, suspicious, I guess, if he would have done that. He panned over to them very quickly and went right back to the trees. But
Mr. Lee says, "Mogs, can we watch again?"
yeah, if you want, I
Hey,
can
Jeff.
What's up,
play it
Ben?
again.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
Man, I think that video is pretty compelling. I really do.
It's interesting. It's tough with the sun in the background because the sun's just setting and it's right in front of it. I mean, you can see it walk in front of it, but it's just, I think that's why the camera is having trouble like focusing.
Yeah, it's definitely very shadowy in those trees.
Yeah.
And I think the
But see
sun,
how much it stands
the
out. though.
camera's
It's like-
trying to shoot across a clearing of daylight and focus on that tree line. Because once he actually has it in frame really well. And it's, as far as Bigfoot video goes, it's pretty stable actually. But
Yeah. I mean, and
as
I
it
wanna,
reaches
first of all,
across,
thank you guys for all the support on our Patreon
as
channel.
it reaches across
If you want to go check out our video over
in
there about
front of it,
cryptid
you can
corpses,
really see how
please
long the
do.
arm is.
It helps the channel out a
But
lot.
you can't see if there's fingers
Today we're
moving
bringing
or
you
anything.
some brand new footage
I
that
did
I
mention the elbow break too.
a
Like
lot of
it
Bigfoot
was
footage. This is cool
lower.
stuff by a guy named Jason Smith.
look
from
at the horns.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
He just, do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid.
Yeah, that sounds
God. Oh my God.
He's not shaking though.
Oh my God. Valley, you see that?
Okay, we're gonna roll it again. It's really interesting stuff. So,
So when the
you
arm
know,
goes in front
unless
of
there
that
are
tree, that's when you really
chimpanzees
see
just
the
running
length of
loose
it.
in Silver Point, Tennessee, what fascinates me here is the arm length. Look at the arm length when he moves from tree to tree, and you'll see the elbow break. It's a lot lower and longer forearms than would be on a human being. So this is definitely interesting footage.
Yeah, I would say that somebody's going to zoom this in to get that light colored dirt out of the frame, okay? So that we're just looking at the subject in the tree line. And once they do that and then work on clearing up the image quality and things like that, I think that whether or not it's enough definition to show muscle movement or finger movement or anything like that, or facial movement, I don't know, but it really is not bad quality video just as it sits right now. It just needs to be enhanced with lighting and stuff and then see what's left, But
A few filters might work that out.
it'll be interesting. I'm sure over the next 48 hours, you're going to see people doing that to this video because
man, I've seen this for like a week. Haven't you seen this?
I hadn't seen it before. I think last night was as soon as I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it today was the first time.
Okay.
You've seen it before that though?
Yes.
Barry Browning says invert the colors on your screen and y'all get a whole other perception of the creature. Yeah, I don't know how to invert the colors.
Come on, Bolts. Bro,
And
you don't know how to invert colors.
No, do you?
No.
See?
whoever it was in chat that was saying, or Richie or whoever it was that said that the video looks like he's going after the guy. I think he's talking about a completely different video. That's not this one.
Yeah, it wasn't that one. But yeah, it was a.
I think it's about as compelling as the do y'all know about the one in Siberia?
Where with the old man with the grandson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing comes hopping in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, that
Yeah.
did have it did have long arms like that too.
Yes, it did. It sure did. And that thing moved like nothing else.
Yeah, Lockbeard said escaped chimp. You know, that's another thing that would be helpful to this is had he, I understand why maybe he doesn't want to do it 10 minutes after it leaves, but, you know, a few hours or even the next day, had a person who's 6 foot tall went and stood in that exact spot, because you can see exactly where it's standing, we could get some perspective, because right now there is no perspective.
Good
You
point.
look at that and you assume it's big. It could be 4 foot tall. There really is nothing out there in those trees to give you an idea of what is what height in comparison, you know.
That's a good point, Jeff.
People say, well, unless, like he said, you know, the guy who's narrating the channel before he shares the video, he says, unless there's an escaped chimps in Tennessee, you know, it sounds crazy because you think, well, that thing's huge. You don't know that thing's huge. You know, he might go stand out there and his head's 1.5 feet taller than where this thing was. You don't know. So
Yeah. Right.
True.
Right. You're right.
But hopefully, you know, this guy won't, like, you know, just ghost. You know, maybe he'll be willing to do some follow-ups, or, you know, or at least somebody get in touch with him so they can get on that property and do a follow-up.
he sent the video to the guy who has this channel, and I don't, you know, I guess if he's trying to get the video vetted in some way before he released it, I'm not going to say that was maybe the best choice. I don't know. When you hear this guy talking about one of the things he says in the beginning.
Oh, the cryptid corpses or something?
Yeah. He goes, go check out the Patreon channel where you can see the cryptid corpses video. Okay, now let's look at this real video. And it's like, dude, you lost me at cryptid corpses video.
You're right. That's a giant red flag. Yeah. But I mean, okay, I would dismiss it completely, especially with the cryptid corpses. But dude, the arms are not human arms.
Well, the guy who shot the video isn't the guy who's saying cryptid corpses. I mean, the Smith guy shot this video. He sends it to this guy with a YouTube channel who, before he shares the video, says, go check out my Patreon, which that's a red flag, meaning go pay me money.
Yeah.
And then go check out my cryptid corpses video I posted the other day. Oh, and here, by the way, go look at we're going to now watch what everybody in the world in this community is checking out, this video. I mean, it seems like a little suspicious in how he's, you know, self-promoting, so to speak.
Yeah, I understand that. So, Jeff, you've actually seen one, right?
Yeah, yeah. In 1987, I seen one.
Chessboard, I can't do anything about that volume thing. I can't control everybody's volume individually.
Yeah, it's pretty low. Is mine high or?
Yeah, yours is high, Ben.
Mine's low?
All right, maybe I could try.
They were saying that Ben's was blowing their speakers out, so I'm wondering if Ben can click on his settings, go into audio, and then you can dial
just lower your volume,
it
Mike.
down a little bit.
I could try, bro. How's this?
He's just gonna stay away from the mic a little bit more.
No, how's this? I put it low. I put it lower.
How about now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Oh, it's on now.
He's in the bathroom.
Fine, you're
Can
fine.
you still hear me?
I got a booming voice, man.
Prairie Fire says it's all about the brand, right? For a lot of people.
Yeah.
What did Lockbeard say? Where was that?
Completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Why does the video end when it does? Why did he not walk towards it? None of these people ever go towards the thing, and that is maddening to me because I would. Makes me think hoax. Just because somebody is scared, and I don't think you would go towards it. I don't
I
care how
wouldn't.
And to be fair, the video that this guy is sharing, we see what we see, and then he pans to that chair, and I was mistaken. He doesn't pan back to it. It ends at that chair. And I'm wondering if there is more video. Maybe there is more video, but he just sent this guy a sample of it. Maybe, I don't know. I would say anybody in his position that's filming that would be absolutely, completely insane to quit filming at that point. Unless it threatens you in some way, there is no way in hell you're going to quit filming.
You wouldn't feel threatened by just seeing that?
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing it?
That? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the other thing that none of us are really factoring in either. This guy who shot the video, you have no clue what his experience is.
True.
Does he even know anything that people in this community are aware of? Does he know they typically aren't a threat? They're probably more curious about you than anything. They're not there to hurt you. I mean, for somebody who's not exposed to that knowledge base that so many of us have kind of picked up being in this community and maybe even getting out in the field ourselves, he might just be bewildered, which he truly sounds genuinely bewildered. He's like, oh my God, and then it ends like maybe he's just nervous, like we got to go, we got to get out of here. I don't know.
So okay, I think that problem with this community is, so you will see like videos and stuff like that, and everybody will tear it down. And I understand that, because you cannot be like blindly faithful to these videos.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I mean, I don't know how there's ever going to be any progress.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, first of all, I did want to note, Finding the Trackway says that in the video that he saw, there is an ATV in it. So perhaps there is a longer version of it out there than what this guy shared. But
Andy,
to talk about what you're talking about, Ben, I think that there is a knee-jerk response to go into let's tear this apart mode, anytime we see a video, right?
Yeah,
For
but we
some
still
reason, our
thirst for
default seems to be that this thing is likely fake with a small percentage chance that it's real. And that's before we even push the play button. Okay?
Yeah.
For people. And so I get why they go into instead of me looking at things that support that this could be real, we look at what stands out right away as the red flags. It shows me that it's not. And I would say most people who are doing that probably watch the video 5 to 10 times before they actually do, if they ever do, look for the things that appear to be real or could, would be hard to fake, so to speak.
Like the long arms.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, the long arms aren't hard to fake.
Yeah, no.
Unless they zoom in on this and enhance it and see that there's finger movement going on in those arms, I guess, first of all, you could put an extension to make your arms look longer, with hands on. The other thing would be those arms, as somebody noted in chat earlier, those arms don't look long until he reaches out across the tree. When they're by his side, they don't look long because it's such a shadowy look. You can't tell how long they are. It's when he reaches out with that left hand across that tree as he's walking, you realize how long it is. And as he drops that arm, you see where the elbow break is. So, but that alone, I don't think would be hard to fake unless you start realizing there's muscle definition that's moving or there's finger movement.
Exactly.
Now it's probably not just a long extension on your prosthetic of some sort.
So Barry Browning says 99% of people don't even know they haven't seen the whole Patterson Gimlin film. Yeah, they've only shown a little bit of that. I know.
What is the whole one?
No, there's other footage of. There's more like horseback footage and
Depends who you ask. There's the whole thing last year was
with the
found this film canister at a rummage sale that said,
yeah.
I
Really?
mean,
That was with the possible graves or what? Yeah.
in 50 years time duration since it was shot, you could say that there has been a lot of gray area instilled in this whole Patterson Gimlin scenario. I mean, whether or not it changes whether it's real, as far as where an original is, who's seen the original, who claims to have seen it but really hasn't, that could be anything.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've heard different massacre theories about Patterson Gimlin. I mean, I'm not here to judge. I don't know if something is right or wrong. You know,
Yeah, everybody
I don't know
claims,
if
oh,
these
it never
people are
happened.
correct.
It could have.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
think about it. You're a major logging company, and you got this piece of land you got to go clear or whatever because you're going to put in some roads, and these creatures are preventing you from doing your job. This company's not going to stand for it. So would you, if you own that company, would you hire people to go down and deal with this situation? You know,
Well,
it's
it
possible
kind of,
it can exist. You know, could
some
have
of
happened.
that
Not saying it did.
scenario played in with Shane Corson. If you subscribe to the whole Nest thing, when they discovered those on attractive land that was a part of a logging contract, that the surveyor is the one who supposedly found them, and the logging company had given them then an extension before they would log it, and it just makes you wonder, a lot of this comes back to the root of who's the first eyes on it, because like several people that I've talked to have pointed out, the whole Nest scenario that Shane Corson and them had found, and the one guy that was never interviewed, even on the documentary they did, was the surveyor who found them originally, right? I mean, that's the first guy I want to talk to.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, any of people who are involved in research are always going to be considered suspect when they say, I found this. Now, if you say it was brought to my attention by a surveyor and you interview the surveyor and he says, yeah, look, the logging company hired me to go out and measure this and I found these. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, well, there might be something here. Somebody,
Sure.
He doesn't seem to, he had no skin in the game to go out and manufacture this or anything like that. So,
I'm looking in chat and we're talking about, they're talking about, Papa asked Jay, what do you think of Matt's assessment of your experience? And Jay's like, hell, I don't even know what I saw. And then like Papa just says, I don't think it was a trick of light. I don't either. They saw what they saw. Okay. There were three people, different experiences, same experiences, but they weren't always together. I mean, just because the pictures didn't come out doesn't mean they didn't experience what they experienced.
You're right.
well, yeah.
I think Matt's assessment of it was a little biased before I even sent them the picture because I tried showing it and it was just like, oh, it's pareidolia. So, and that's exactly what I got. And it's funny because when he sent me back the picture, he highlighted like 3 areas and it wasn't even what I was looking at. I showed you guys what I thought it was, where I saw in that picture, and I wasn't claiming it was anything. It's just, this is what I saw in it and showed you guys,
But. Yeah. I mean, First of all, if we're going to be fair, if you sent that video to probably anybody who is, I'm not going to use the word expert, but at least known for their
Knowledgeable.
capability to analyze video, enhance video, you know, I don't know that any of them would have said looks legit to me, just because it's inconclusive enough that they couldn't draw that firm of an opinion on it. And it brings us up the idea that most people who you would have vet anything typically won't endorse it as being authentic. They're going to do the opposite. They might say, I don't see anything that raises a concern that I can see a manufactured hoax here.
Sure.
Now that may be as good. That may be, I mean, if I'm looking to get something vetted, that's what I'm looking for. Tell me if this could have been created. Tell me if we could have faked it. If you look at it and say, man, you know, I don't see any evidence that this was faked. It seems that whatever this is seems to be authentic. They're not saying it's Bigfoot, you know, or anything. They're just saying, I can't flag where it was manufactured. So, or doctored or altered.
Sure.
Same thing with when you have audio. They're not going to say, "Oh, this is Bigfoot," because they don't have a Bigfoot chained up to a wall to say, "Hey, make this noise. Let me see if you can make this noise." Right?
You're right.
They just
You're
look
right.
at it and say, "Well, it's not coyotes, or it's not wolves, or it's not a barred owl, or it's not." You know, they'll tell you that's as good of an endorsement as they're probably going to be able to give you when you have stuff vetted. You know, nobody's going to rubber stamp it and say authentic Bigfoot. You know.
So you have seen a Bigfoot. What do you make of Dog Man?
Well, I mean, what I make of Dogman, had I never seen a Bigfoot, I'd still have the opinion of what I make of Dogman, and that's that. From a research point of view, I have to assume that when it comes to Bigfoot, I am trying to gather data on something that is flesh and blood.
Mhm.
That may or may not have some supernatural capability, but I have nothing in my research to show that it does. Okay.
Mhm.
But I look at it as flesh and blood because I can find a gap for it to fit. Whether it's a
What
creature
gap?
that is evolving or devolving. And I'll tell you what I
Okay.
mean by that.
I know what you
I
mean.
can see a gap where through evolution, or whether it's a creature that is devolving, meaning, do we have areas around the world where these creatures exist because they were populated more so than that, but, you know, is a species going extinct or shrinking? They're abandoned in these little niches, in these little geographical spots, right? Were they abandoned in those niches? Or are we looking at it? So that would be a devolving species.
Sure.
Or are we looking at a human species that simply evolved out of its niche and expanded in these different areas? Now, I would say that I would, if I had to favor one theory over the other, it's probably the first more than the second. But after standing 15 feet in front of one and seeing it that it's 9.5, 10 foot tall and over 1,000 pounds, if you were to say, if I had $1 million, would I bet all $1 million that it was Bigfoot? I wouldn't. So that may blow you away, but I wouldn't. I would say that there is a small percentage chance that what I saw could have been a human that simply evolved out of its niche, somehow was able to get that size. I don't know how.
Really?
I'm going to just put it this way. If you lived your life amongst a bunch of Aborigines who never got bigger than 5.5 foot tall, and then you met Shaquille O'Neal, you'd shit a cement block. Okay.
But what about
now? We live in a culture where people are all these different sizes, and now you see one that is another 1.5 foot, 2 foot taller, and weighs twice the body mass, to me, I would say, yeah, that seems like a different species. But when we look at other species, I'm just telling you, you take a 7-year-old whitetail buck in Alabama and look at its size, and then you take a 7-year-old whitetail buck from the Dakotas, Montana, or Kansas and Nebraska, and you measure those, same species, dude, same species.
30%.
40 to 45% more body mass on that animal, and it's the same. So I don't think it's likely that it was human, but I can't unequivocally say there's no way in hell it was.
Jay, what's up?
Hey,
What's going on, Jay?
is my sound okay?
Perfect.
Yep.
No bottle crinkling?
Nope. Don't hear any.
Okay. I'm going to say one thing. That I watched that. I saw that earlier today. Okay, I saw that. I saw that, what you showed
The video.
earlier today. I watched that thing probably 50 times. Did you notice how dark that thing was?
Yeah.
You see how black that thing was? It was
Yeah,
blacker
darker than the
It
shadows
was
around
blacker
it.
than any tree,
Yep.
any bark. Now that could be, I'm here to say if that's a hoax, it's one of the best hoaxes that's ever been pulled right there.
Well, they did it well.
Because of the color.
Arm length on that thing. And when that arm bent, I said, can you believe that's not a natural elbow bend for a human being?
No,
And did you notice how it was moving around in the trees? How it was almost like I've been caught what I do now.
He didn't know which way to go.
He didn't know which way to go.
It did seem to have some confusion as far as
Right.
how
It
it
was
gonna
confused. You
react.
could tell it was just as it was. I don't know if they can be scared, but it was just as frightened of that man taking the picture as the man was. And did you hear the man's voice talking about it?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel. Let me tell you, people, when you see one of those things,
okay.
he was probably 70, 80 feet away from it, looked like.
Okay.
And that you could tell in that guy's voice that he was seeing something that wasn't natural.
Well, he was seeing something that he can't justify in his head.
Right,
That's
right.
obvious. Now,
He eliminated
Yes.
anything else in that woods that it could have been.
But you don't know what his threshold of understanding what anything else is and things like that's
What
my
is-
point.
what his paradigm is. Yeah.
And
So
he
y'all
would-
think that they hoaxed him?
But he's seeing something that's puzzling him, obviously.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
I
saying. That's
don't
what I'm
wanna-
saying, Ben. If it was a hoax on somebody's pulling a hoax on him, it was one of the best ones that I have. And I've watched a bunch of these things since I started coming
Thank
on.
you. Yeah, me too.
And I'm here to tell you that's one of the best ones I've ever. If that was
Well-
hoaxed on him, it was one of the best ones I ever seen.
I can tell you if it was a hoax, I may lean towards that he wouldn't have been involved in it, meaning the verbiage you're using. Somebody was hoaxing him.
Well, you
rather
could tell
than
by
him
his voice he
being
was
a part
scared
of
for
it.
his child. Even he was worried about his child. You know.
He turned over and said, "Do you see that?"
Yeah.
Well, he said it twice.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate on this, but it seems to me that creature, if it is authentic, was not lured by curiosity about him. It was completely caught ass out.
It was like
because
the
there's
one.
not enough cover for that thing
Right.
to actually you can see back into the woods behind it 10
Right.
15 yards. There's not enough cover for it to be moving, rock to bush to tree.
The
and
trees
be
wasn't big
elusive.
enough to hide behind.
It's almost like it was, whether it's walking away, trying to get away from something else, and as it's walking, it looks up and it's like, oh shit, here's this guy with a camera.
Yeah, you're
What the
right,
hell
Jeff.
do I do?
What does it look like?
Who was it that said they saw another version of it? Trackway or
Yeah.
Chessboard? One of them said.
I think
but it said
Trackway
it had an
said he-
ATV in it. So I'm wondering, was the guy out filming the ATV running around and saw this.
Yeah.
The other thing is when he panned over to the kid, there's like two or three lawn chairs sitting there that appear to be facing a field of nothing. I don't know what that is because he doesn't pan around enough to really let you see where. I don't know if he's camping or what's going on, but it looks like they were obviously set up there for at least relaxing for a moment because there's lawn.
Yeah.
It looked like there was lawn chairs. They're facing.
Yeah,
The
looks like they were
clearing.
camping, man.
Can we play that? You want to play that again and pause it
Sure.
on when he spins around, even if you have to fast forward it just to where he spins around.
Yeah,
and
where he-
pause it.
Yeah.
Well, let
see
me
what's
just
behind
fast
him.
forward to actually where the video starts so we can bypass all that crap.
He just, do you see that?
Look how dark it is.
Do you see that?
That's dark.
I'm afraid.
It's buffering. I apologize.
Oh my.
Ugh. Now it's really buffering.
It's all right, man.
Nope, that was my bad. Hold on.
Here he's going to reach out now.
Look at that.
Oh my God. Valley, you see that?
See, that's
Okay,
so
we're gonna roll
quick.
it again. It's really interesting
So I'm going to
stuff.
pause that there because I thought those were lawn chairs there, but
Okay,
My
we're gonna
first
roll it
thought
again.
was it was a go-kart or something behind him, but
yeah,
it's
maybe
just
it
an
is.
ATV.
It looks
I
like
wasn't-
framework for a roll
Yeah, it
bar.
was so quick.
Oh my God.
Look at
Ah, let me just scrub it back.
where the elbow is placed.
Boy, that's only on that shot for like 3 frames, it looks like. 56 seconds, 55 seconds. What does that look like? No. 54 seconds.
Look at that.
There's 56, 57, 58.
That's weird.
That is less than a second that he is on that. I'm just gonna back it up and play it live again through it.
Oh my God. Valley, you see that?
Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna roll it again.
It
It's
looks
really
like
interesting stuff.
framework for like an
So-
old Honda Odyssey looking ATV,
Yeah, right.
doesn't it? Like that big triangular looking roll bar. But yeah, that's crazy.
What y'all think, fellas?
It looked like a roll cage for an ATV. What it looked-
Yeah. Or not even the modern UTVs. It looked like I say those old
Like
Honda
Odyssey.
Odysseys that you sat in that had the little 4-point cage thing that domed over you. But that or
Those were
it
cool at
was
the time.
it was either that or it could have been one of those campfire deals that you cook from, like a tripod
Yeah, it could have been
setup
that.
of some sort.
I didn't get that from that. I didn't get that feel from that at all.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
don't know. Just, but that's weird that we couldn't scrub it to see it.
No. Well,
The first thing that got me was how dark it was, and when that thing arm reached, I said, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, me
I
too.
get
When
I
that-
get what you're
when that-
saying about the arm.
And then when that other arm reached over and I could see the bend of that elbow, I said, "That is not a human being."
Yes, you
It's
are.
obviously, but as far as it being hoaxed, I can't factor in that the color would have anything to do with it. Whether it's blonde, red, brown, dark chocolate, black, it is what it is. It doesn't mean it's real.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
I
I'm not
understand.
saying that's
No,
true.
it is pretty interesting how dark it is, though.
Oh, definitely.
So it's an interesting video, definitely.
But I think
You might be surprised though that after, and I say this looking at a lot of black bears, when we're archery hunting, I see a lot of black bears at like food stations and stuff, bait stations, and you'll see one in low light and you got to remember, you're comparing it when you get close to that tree bark in those trees. Most of that is deep gray, browns, different earth tones. None of it's black. So even dark brown looks black in contrast. That I've seen black bears that to me look black, and after they're harvested, you look at them and they're like dark cinnamon brown. You don't. It just looked black against all of that.
Is there any way you could slow it down to we could pick it out to see hair instead of fur? Any way possible to do that?
I would not. You aren't going to do that just off of here, I don't think. Although when you see that arm stretched out, I'm interested, and we'll watch it when he slows it down in that second run of it. Tell me if you think that it looks like there's hair hanging down off of that arm. Because it doesn't look like there's as clean of a line at the bottom of it as there is at the top of it. You know what I mean?
What's up, Mokes?
I see hair hanging down. Oh, that's Mogs.
There is hair hanging down.
Oh, yeah. Ben, do you see that?
That thing is inky black.
Interesting stuff.
I'm going to try to pause it when he reaches across
unless
that tree.
there are chimpanzees just running loose in Silver Point, Tennessee, what fascinates me here is the arm length.
Golly.
Okay, so on the top of that arm, that's where the elbow breaks going
Right
out,
there,
where
yeah.
the forearm's out. But at the top of that, it looks like a fairly clean line, and it doesn't look that clean at the bottom. I mean, there's dark here, there's dark here. It's almost like maybe there could be fur or hair at the bottom of it rather than it laying down at the top. But
yeah, I don't see the hair, but I see how long the arm is, and that's not proportionate to a human.
You'll see the elbow break. It's a lot lower, and there's longer forearms than would be on a human being. So this is definitely interesting footage.
Huh. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens when everybody starts cleaning it up and dropping frames out of it and clearing those frame by frames up. And
Patrick Vaughn, how's it going? Good to
So,
see you.
Jeff,
Hey, Catherine. Go ahead, Ben.
why don't we have more videos of these?
I think that you'd have to. Why don't we find more dollar bills where in the sequence you can find 5 7s in a row? I mean, they're out there, right? Or it's just
I guess
they're not that common. Typically, people aren't looking for them. People aren't out in the woods with a camera ready to roll. I think there's a reason why we have thousands of people that have said they've seen them, but yet how many what's the percentage of those people that took a picture or video? Probably
But
less
Jeff,
than 2%.
right now, everybody has a camera in their pocket.
So, with that in mind, there should be more shit coming out in the future.
Yeah,
Well, you
definitely.
factor in this though too. There's been some experiments where guys, and I've seen. You know what? I should probably work this into a show because this is a good idea. I've seen videos where guys have said, "Okay, this is my experiment today." Okay, and he told his friends that they're going to go for a walk, and they all had phones in their back pockets or whatever. And as they're going for a walk, he stopped on the sidewalk and said, "That street light over there is green. Everybody quick take a picture of that street light while it's green." And everybody pulled their camera out as fast as they could. And they were like, it was like a contest. And they got it up. And like 2 of those guys got a picture of it was green. One doesn't even, the stoplight isn't even in frame for shit. And the other one was blurry as hell because he took it when he was moving so fast.
It's pretty much you saying a fight or flight instinct.
It's an example of trying to operate, doing something that you would consider to be maybe even a daily activity of taking a picture of something for some people, but yet doing it under duress, under command, given a small scope of time to get it done in, people can't get it done. And
So do you, or like pretty much are you saying, like when you encounter a Sasquatch, it's going to be a fight or flight, sequence that your mind has to go through. And then one of the things that it's not going through is taking a picture.
well, every instance is going to be different, Ben. So fight or flight depends on how far away are you from it. Is it vocalizing? Is it doing anything that you consider to be intimidating?
Yeah.
I would compare it to this. Me and you are driving in a car. I'm driving. You're in the passenger seat. Some idiot cuts us off and takes off. And I say, Ben, quick, get your phone out and get a picture of his license plate. I bet you don't before he's gone. I bet 9 out of 10 times you don't
That's a good
before
point.
he's gone.
That's a very good point.
I mean, that's the type of, I don't want to say duress because that's a term that can't be applied to but everybody handles these situations differently, right? What might be considered as duress for one person might not be that big of a deal. Some guys get in a car accident, airbag goes off in their face, and they get out and they're like, hey, is everybody okay? No big deal. The next guy's screaming for his life, right? So, I mean, how do we handle these shocks to our system, so to speak?
Yeah.
Everybody's different. But I think it's one thing we can apply to most is that trying to grab a phone, turn on a camera, take a picture under duress is not as easily as people might think it is. We just say, why didn't you take a picture?
Yeah, that always amazes me. Why didn't you get a picture? Because it's not the first thing on your mind.
Yeah, well, first of all, because I was shitting my pants for the first 7 seconds. And then my heart was trying to jump out of my chest. And then I was scared because my kids were there. And 20 seconds later, I thought, shit, I should get a picture of this, and it's gone. I mean, that's probably 9 out of 10 situations that happen right there.
Well, you got to look at it this way. Jeff, when you saw yours, you didn't have a camera on you at the time. You was fishing, right?
Well, technology in 1987
right.
It had to have been a hell of a big bag phone with no camera.
When I saw mine, I had a .22 rifle. I was squirrel hunting, you know. And back in 1966, what kind of cameras did they have? You know, I was out hunting, trying to make money and feed myself. That's what I was trying to do. I wasn't out there taking no goddamn pictures, you know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jay and Ben. One night here at our house, my dogs were going crazy out there. I had 2 labs that were out in the outdoor kennel. And I thought, because of where I lived, I have a couple acres and it's not a lot of homes around me. I thought that I had a boat parked out there. I thought maybe somebody was stealing out of the boat or something. So I grabbed a shotgun, loaded it up with T-shot, goose loads. And I go out there and it's cloudy. I mean, it's thick cloud cover. So it's dark. And I look at my dogs in their kennel and they're staring right at the tree line, barking, just fixated on one point. And I thought, wow, somebody's standing over there. So I walked towards that tree line with this shotgun. Keeping in mind, I'm in boxer shorts and hiking boots and a hooded sweatshirt, walking out there. And the tree line, I can't even make out trees. It's just black. And I'm probably about 10 yards from it. And about 10 yards from it, a mountain lion goes, "Rah!" and just freaks out. I turned around and ran back towards the house, and the boat was parked in my way. It's a 16-foot aluminum Lund boat. I went over the top into the boat, out the other side, and ran across the driveway, got in the house, and I'm standing there, and I look, and I'm holding a shotgun. I forgot for about 20 seconds that I even had a shotgun. I mean, it didn't even occur to me to stand your ground and shoot if you have to. I was coming undone for a moment there, So I think it's, when people say, well, why didn't you take a picture? Or why you had a gun? Or why didn't you, your mind glitches when this stuff happens.
You make a valid point. You definitely do.
The other thing, too, with the video part, and this is really the only reason I wanted to hop on. A couple of years ago, I'm up in the stand and I got deer out in front of me, and an episode happened that I always wanted to catch, always wanted to see in person. And that was a full out crazy buck fight. And just seconds before, I had the camera out, I had video of the deer laying down and everything. But man, in that one split second, I never could get on them deer fighting.
Yeah.
And when that happened, and I started thinking about, when it comes to like, there I am at the ready, I didn't catch it. I thought, well, no wonder there ain't more videos of these creatures than people are seeing. That's
Yeah,
all I
good
wanted
point.
to say.
Good point.
I mean,
Good
I'm
point.
at the ready and I couldn't catch it.
Yeah, but think about all the videos that are out there, but people won't show.
And that's true too.
They're still on their camera, on their cell phones, and they don't even
I
know.
think you'd be amazed at how many videos are out there, probably maybe even close to this quality, that
Or
people
better.
don't share because it isn't as clear as the Patterson Gimlin film. And you already see how many people still debate about that. They just think if I release this, sure, there's a lot of people that will believe it. If half of them are going to say that I hoaxed it, or they're going to question whether or not I'm genuine or my integrity, I'd rather not show it to anybody.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Ending
No,
by
I mean-
having 10,000 people say, dude, great video. If 10,000 people are going to say, you're a lying asshole, no integrity, whatever, hoaxer, I wouldn't share it if that was the case. There isn't enough risk versus reward. I'm just saying your average Joe is going to see
Right.
it that way.
Mm.
Now, if it's me, I'd take that video, have it vetted, this and that, clear it up as much as it could. You'd probably be looking at something completely different than what you actually shot, perception wise. And I think a lot of these videos that maybe people do have that they chose not to share, if they went through the steps and had them vetted and had them cleared up and had them stabilized and things like that, maybe they wouldn't be afraid to share them. But
Mhm.
who wants to open themselves up to a harsh world that is ready to slit your throat before it is to pat you on the back?
Yeah, and it's pretty
that's
sad
a shame.
that this world is what it is.
That's a shame.
I think this guy said he had a personal interview with the guy that took the picture. I think I caught that, and he's going to have him on his show, or I might be wrong.
I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly when and where I saw it, but I'm positive that he panned from what you're showing, he pans away from that image. He stops on an ATV and you can see it, and then he'll pan back to it.
Yeah.
But it's
And,
stuff. I don't know if it was edited, by the guy who put it up.
Yeah, because
the whole
it seems to me that when he leaves the ATV, because wherever I saw it, they were actually busting on the guy's ATV. The arm comes out and it grabs a hold of a tree, and I'm on my phone, so it might be what's going on in the image that you're showing. But I can't see it since the screen's so small.
Yeah.
So track rate, in
go
your information, do you think it's legitimate?
Well, it's video. It's, I can't, I've got it's moving and it's super dark. I caught
Yeah.
a video of a flying squirrel that came across the road, and then it quickly went up the tree and took off. Right. And the squirrel's body, it's just, it's like a black blob going up the tree and then it disappears. So how cameras see things, are different, and that, it's dependent upon the phone.
Okay.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
you'll need somebody, a professional videographer, to go over it, and videographer, and probably throw in a couple biologists. I mean, that's a route that I think it needs to go. Conjecture, disproving something through conjecture is
Well, and I think that the other route, the other thing that needs to happen is somebody who is good at simply investigating the situation and not just analyzing the evidence.
Yes.
Somebody needs to interview this guy because, like, for instance, I don't know how old this child is. I don't know if there was one child or if there's several children that he has there in his care. If he's there alone with them and their mom isn't with him, so he's the only adult that's with a younger child, there's a lot of difference if that's 10 or 12 years old or 4 or 5 years old. Because if I had my two boys with me, and I'll tell you the first thing I do is when I see something like that on video, I'm videoing as I'm walking towards it, and I will keep walking towards it, unless it was 10 years ago and my 17 and 18-year-old boys were 7 and 8 with me, and I start walking towards it. I don't need them walking behind me. I don't want them walking towards it. I don't know what its intention is. I may not walk towards it at all simply because those children are an anchor to me and they're my priority at that moment. Even more so than getting a good video.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
an investigator needs to figure out from this guy what this situation entailed before people like us can analyze why didn't he do this or why didn't he do that.
Right. That's right.
That's true. I mean, you got a situation like that. You have, if it's 100% real or whatever, you have a situation there where you could get, somebody who knows how to develop the situation on the ground. They can actually develop the site, knows how to cordon, break it off in grids, knows how to, basically develop that siting of that spot, as well as also, a secondary team that know how to develop the video and the biology and all that.
Yeah, we need to recreate some reference out there as far as height compared to where were you stand when you shot it. So now we can get the angle comparing what does 6 foot tall look like, what does 8 foot tall look like, and
possibly gather supporting evidence, hairs, footprints, tracks, all the whole 9 yards.
And I don't doubt now that he's made the video public that as long as he's willing to talk to people, he don't even have to go there. If he can just tell them, this is where I was, this is where you'll see where my ATV was parked in the dirt there, whatever, it's possible that he could completely shut down and people, if they knew the location, could still recreate. You can see the tree line. If you knew where that clearing was, you could go out and recreate it without his help, really. But
yeah, all you need would be the location.
Yeah. Which I think is the guy's house.
Information in that video to compare.
I think if anything is being realistic from an analytical research perspective, you can't label that video anything more than intriguing at this point. Until I have a reference to tell how tall that thing was, now I can analyze how that elbow and the placement factors in. Because if you tell me that it's 3.5 to 4 foot tall, I'd be in Lockbeard's boat at this point and say somebody filmed a chimpanzee out there. Yeah. Now, if you can show me that where that thing was standing is 7.5, 8 foot tall, we're in a completely different conversation now. And at this point, I can't give it any more credit than just simply being intriguing,
You have it's an intriguing piece of evidence that warrants
further investigation.
Yeah.
Yes. And with that, I'm going to lay back down and listen to the coyotes. Y'all have fun.
All right, man.
Enjoy your time out there.
Yeah. Good night.
We can all agree it wasn't a bear.
Yeah, it wasn't a bear.
It wasn't a bear.
No, it wasn't a bear.
They usually aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say it's highly unlikely somebody built a robot. So you either got a chimpanzee that's appearing out of perspective as far as height wise, or you've got a human in a suit, which would have to be pretty elaborate, but it could be done. or you've got an authentic Bigfoot footage.
Yeah.
And those are really the only three that it could be, unless it was created with CGI, which it doesn't appear to have been.
It's one of the.
I don't know if I don't know if a chimpanzee's arms are that long. That had more like of an orangutan,
Yeah.
length arm.
Yeah. Well, let's just throw that third category into a known primate.
There you go.
If I don't know how tall it is, I mean, you could take an orangutan, put him in the right location, film him in the right angle, make him look 12 foot tall if you wanted to. I mean,
Sure.
Okay.
Well, like
I
I
think-
say, you're right. It's intriguing. It's one of the better ones. If it's a hoax, it's one of the best ones I've seen. I put it that way.
well, for
there's a lot
those
of
that try
videos
to
I've
say
seen.
that,
Go ahead.
for those that want to say that the Independence Day footage was a hoax, or that even Todd Standings, one of his early videos, that one running diagonally up that hillside, if that's a hoax, those are all pretty freaking good hoaxes. If they're hoax, I'm not saying they are, they aren't. I'm just saying, man, somebody did a really freaking good job
Yeah.
because they look pretty damn real, right?
They put some time and effort in it. I put it that way.
Yeah, but
Yep.
would anybody put that much effort into it? Look at what that thing had to climb up. If there's a person in that costume and they're climbing up a mountain for a hoax,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah,
that does not that I don't understand is that video, which I agree is probably not a hoax.
You talking about Standings for one of those first videos of that running diagonally up that hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I would say that 90% of what you've seen from Todd Standing could likely be a hoax. Okay. There's obviously a storyline that supports that. There's people that have shown that there was, pretty condemning evidence that collectively works together to make it look like there was an agenda from the beginning.
Mhm.
My problem with that is all those still pictures, all the different phases, all the different things. I have no problem getting on that. That's not real wagon there. It's that one or two of his first videos that he released and shot. I'm telling you, even the work it would take to go into achieving something like that. That one that's running diagonally up a hill, to me, is not a human. In a suit. It's not a human in a suit.
I agree.
But I'm not saying it's not a hoax, but geez, we got to work from the opposite angle. It's pretty easy to just stamp hoax on it, right? Because we can do that to 90% of Todd Standing stuff. But
Yeah.
that video, that one running up that hill, if you're going to stamp it as hoax, show me how you would have hoaxed that, because that's pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not me saying it's authentic. That's me just pointing out that, it's like when you're debating something with somebody and they say, well, that's bullshit. And you say, well, why is it bullshit? Because it's bullshit. And you're like, well, explain to me why. Because it's bullshit. There's got to be more than that to this.
The Ewok thing looks pretty terrible, though.
We'll know for long.
A lot of his stills look terrible.
We'll know for long that what's that guy's name? Runker or something. He'll
Thinker
know.
Thunker.
Whatever his name is.
I don't watch that dude, bro.
No, some of the stuff those guys do, those breakdowns, are actually worth watching because you're not going to get it to see it any other way. There's not too many people out there doing those breakdowns that I see.
Okay.
There are, but
Well,
just
maybe I
saying,
should watch
before
it.
you get this, see a different perspective of it.
People aren't going to remember you, dude, for the 99 breakdowns you did that they agreed with. It's when you put out the Feller Buncher video and everybody's like, what kind of a frickin' moron are you? That's what they remember you for. Unfortunately.
That's exactly why I don't watch it, because people say that he will say anything is real.
No, I've seen him put a few things that he's called hoax. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he's. Everything is Bigfoot to him.
No, I've seen him put down a couple of things.
Well, he obviously doesn't have an agenda to go out and try to hoax people. I honestly think the Feller Buncher one was just him putting it on cruise control and falling asleep at the wheel and not doing his homework. He looked at it and said, yeah, it's probably Bigfoot. He didn't, for one time, he didn't actually do his job and say, that you can obviously, if you zoom in and look at this, here's the roof cage of the Feller Buncher. Here's a, you know, I don't know that he did all that homework, knew it was a Feller Buncher, and said, I'm going to put it out anyway and act like it's Bigfoot. I don't know if he did that. I don't think he's stupid because he's done some really impressive stuff at times with his breakdowns, but it almost feels like the guy who fell asleep at the wheel with the cruise control on there. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to watch his stuff and give him a a neutral opinion, and then see what he got. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I've never really watched him.
So, guys, we still have 20 minutes left, or whatever. However long
He
we want to
treads
go.
it.
Anybody else wants to jump in? The link is in chat. What are we saying, Jeff?
Thinker Thunker treads a dangerous line as far as what his MO is. There's risk in what he does. If you're going to make a career and make a brand and gain recognition for being the guy who analyzes stuff and gets it all done, you're going to screw up eventually. And you may screw up 2 or 3 times in a row eventually. Doesn't mean you did it with motive, but when you screw up, nobody's going to forget it.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to forget it. And when that's his MO, was to be, the authority, so to speak, on break, you've got a pretty high threshold to try to maintain and never make a mistake. And it's not doable. Eventually, you're going to implode. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to put shit out that people are going to tear apart and say, how could you have missed this? It just goes to show you're a sham. And then when you make it a second time and you make the same mistake, now you're done. Nobody will give you another chance. I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of the community will write you off at that point. So he wasn't ever going to bat 1,000 doing what he's doing. I don't know if he thought he was, but.
No, it's, I just enjoy watching it, just to see those different points of view.
Also, I saw that film we're initially talking about, the one from Tennessee. I saw it earlier today, and it showed this guy showing it. It actually showed that thing facing this guy. It's not showing in this film that we're looking at today. So I'm saying
angled to the frame, right?
Yeah, you can. It showed this thing looking at the guy and the whole body mass of it. What we're seeing tonight does not have that in there. And because I saw it earlier, and
we'll gather up some more.
And it
videos
showed the whole mass of the body of this thing.
I'm sure there's a longer video out there.
Most people will have seen the video probably by Thursday if there's more videos, but we can gather up what we find and maybe share them on Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'll say that much.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to check it out.
Let me see. What is Finding the Trackway? On this episode of Para Breakdown, the Bigfoot eyes are actually a stealth drone flown behind a coyote in a full canopy just feet above the ground. What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I just want to come in, give my 2 cents worth. I'm out of here. I'm going to go get back in chat and talk to my lady friends.
Oh, you take care,
For
Joe.
sure.
They're
There you
missing
go,
you.
buddy.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
All
Talk to
right. See you
soon,
later. See you
man.
later.
All right. Bye.
I'm gonna go myself.
You out?
Yeah. Good to talk to you, Mo. Good to talk to you, Jeff.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's nice talking
Always
to
All
you.
is.
right. All right, fella.
Take care, buddy. Yeah,
Well, those who always complain you never talk Bigfoot here should have been satisfied tonight that you had almost an entire show of nothing but Bigfoot.
yeah, you know.
A
every
little
once
bit
in
of
a while.
fishing at the beginning, but not too bad. Did you see the picture of that bowfin that I sent you in Messenger?
You know, I don't normally
So-
check Messenger when I'm doing a show.
We were out on the pontoon with my boys and Joni and a friend of ours, and we were drifting spinners for walleyes. And I hooked into a fish. I thought I had a hell of a big walleye on. I mean, you could feel the head shake.
Oh wow.
And I had it on for a while and got it up to the boat. And Joni got in the net and we bring it in and laid it on the floor of the pontoon. And I'm standing looking at it going, what the fuck is that thing? I mean, I've fished my whole life. I'd never seen one before. I'm like, this thing looks prehistoric. It's like
The mouth on it
Catfish.
threw me off.
a catfish kind of shaped head, but it's really wide in the mouth. And
Yeah.
it has kind of that full ribbon fin all along the bottom of the tail. And
Almost like a snakehead type.
yeah. Well, the
this
one
is
I
it,
caught,
guys.
yeah. So the one I caught was like 35 inches long. There's a picture that show them the picture of my foot's next to it. There's two pictures of it on the floor, but there's one where my foot's right next to it. So I showed
gotta-
this.
This.
I took these pictures and I showed it to the guy at the bait shop the next morning. And he says, he looks at the picture and he looks at my shoe and he says, hold on a second. He grabs a tape measure and he measures my shoe. I wear like a size 10. So from the front edge of my shoe to the front back edge of my shoe is like 12 inches exactly. And he looks at it with the picture and he says, this fish has to be between 35 and 36 inches long. And I said, yeah. He says, have you ever seen one of those before? He goes, not that big. I go, oh, is that big for those? He goes, this is the freaking state record, dude. And I go, wait a minute, what? And he goes, if that thing is 35 inches long, that's the state record. And I said, he goes, where did you keep it? I said, no, I let it go. He goes, holy shit, you let the state record go. I had no clue what I told him. I didn't even know what it was called at that point,
Yeah.
you know.
I had
But-
never seen one until just only on videos.
So
Recently.
they call them bowfin, but yet some people call them mud
Mudfish.
sharks,
Oh, yeah.
fish, and they've got a lot of nicknames. But
Yeah.
yeah, it
Great
was
fight.
fun. Oh yeah, but Joni's like, pick it up, I'll take your picture. I'm like, I'm not afraid of any fish. I was like, I don't know if I want to pick that bastard up.
Yeah, it wasn't. It just the mouth threw me off. I was
They
like,
aren't pretty.
that is an odd looking mouth. It was big. And when I first saw it head on, I thought it was a bass. And then it turned and I was like, oh, that's not a bass. And then I was like, what the hell? And then I realized what it was.
Well, we were on a pretty big lake that has a couple small creeks that flow into it. We were kind of not very far from where that mouth is flowing. So there's some running water coming in, probably a little cooler than most of the lake water. And we were going across a little flat that was rocky, like softball to bowling ball size rocks on the bottom. And the guy at the bait shop said, if you get any current where there's rocks, you can catch these things. But you know, if you're in slack water, muddy bottom, sandy bottom, you probably aren't going to catch them. So
Yeah, I know
There's
they'll pick
something
up like
about-
live bait, cut bait, you know.
hell, I was fishing a shiner minnow on a spinner rig, a size 4 hook with a couple beads and a little Colorado spinner blade in front of it. But
That's how I did a lot of fishing like that in Wisconsin. Lindy rigs and all sorts of fun stuff.
well, when you're down south, for me, I mean, if I'm down south, I'll catch fish that maybe I don't recognize. Right? Like we have bluegills, sunfish, pumpkin seeds for as far as the bluegill panfish type.
Brim.
Down
yeah.
there, you got shellcracker, brim. Shellcrackers and brim. I should say shellcrackers look a lot like a bluegill. They have a little bit of a hump on there for it, but for the coloration, it kind of looked like a bluegill up north.
Did you take a picture of that fish when we were fishing? No.
But when it comes to brim and bream, I mean, there's silver bream. There's all kinds of different of those species. So when I'm down south and catch a fish, a lot of times I look at it, I don't know exactly what it is.
Oh, hell.
Up here, I've never caught a fish I didn't know what it was. So when I caught this one, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't know all the different species of sunfish, be it a red-eared or, there's so many different species.
Yeah.
But this fish I caught, it was very dark. It was very brown. And it was probably 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds.
Yeah.
So it was but I don't know what it was. I don't think it was in the sunfish family.
I was gonna say, if it's for a crappie to get 2 pounds, that's 14.5-inch dinner plate size crappie. I mean, for bluegills and
No,
a lot of panfish to get that big is hard.
I just don't know what it was. Like I said, they do get these strange invasive species like the Mayan cichlids, and I had caught
you
those.
guys got to take pictures of your fish because if you
I
put
do.
a picture up, there's 5 people in chat here. They're going to say, well, I'll tell you what that is,
Oh, that's right. I dropped the fish. I put it back before she took a picture.
See, she didn't get a picture of it. It's not easy getting a picture of stuff. Moog's like, did you take a picture? I'm under duress, Moogs. I didn't get the picture. You let it go too soon. That fish disappeared into the wilderness before I could get it.
I'm trying to remember what I came up with 4 of the species that we caught. What was the other one? Catfish, bass, the gar.
And you don't know if it was long nose or short nose gar. If you didn't know, it's probably a short nose gar.
The gar, the
long nose gar, alligator
Okay,
gar,
that was
they
the other
kind of
one.
have big ass teeth and kind of scary.
Oh, this had teeth.
One of them looked like an alligator.
They have a big long snout on it.
So one was long nose.
I didn't pay attention to both of them really, but she said she has pictures of them. She said one was short and one was long.
What Stevie needs to do is when you're standing there holding your picture, she needs to go like this when she takes a picture, so it'll be a blobfish. Just be like a blurry streak of you with your fish.
That's funny.
Well, I'll let you guys go. We'll talk
All right.
to you later on. You guys have a good week.
All right, Jeff. It was good to see you. Thanks
All
for
right.
hopping on.
We'll see you, Stevie.
Bye.
She sounds half asleep. You better get her to a drive-through here when the show's over.
Oh my God.
She's full.
No.
Oh. All right, we'll see.
Wow. I forgot. She's not full. Not feeling too good. Jeff, thanks for coming on. Everybody that came on tonight, really, thank you. That was cool. And 2 hours went by quick. I mean, we still have like 7 minutes left. I'm going to sit here and babble for 7 minutes. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the show tonight, be sure to hit that like button below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, share it. Also, leave comments. I really like getting comments. I want to hear what you think about that video that we watched. You think it's real? Think it's fake? Put it down below. All right, guys. Well, it's Tuesday, so I will be back in 2 days. And we'll do it over again, all over again. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you then. All right. Peace and God bless, everyone.